and welcome to Nathan But the Truth. Okay, uh, this one might get a little testy. Um, Moments after the election was called, those y'all know 'em, media pundits. They sit up there and try and analyze or do Monday night quarterbacking. One of the first things came out of their mouth was black male vote. Need somebody to blame, right? And it bothered me in some way because I wish black men did have a monolithic approach, and it was mine, which is don't vote. But they didn't. 80% black male voted for Kamala Harris. So even if 100% voted for her, it wouldn't have made a damn bit of difference. If 100% of the black folks and 100% of the Latino folks had voted for her, it would not have made a difference. She would have still lost. That's how great the turnout was. So let's not get into this blaming. And I know where it's coming from because black men were very outspoken about that woman 4 years ago. Okay. Because she fought relentlessly as a prosecutor to keep innocent black men in prison. Innocent. See, that's the thing that gets me. Man on death row. And she's fighting for years to keep the DNA evidence out that could exonerate him. That's sickening. Uh, Not one time in California, during all them killings they have out in California by the police, not one time did she ever prosecute a police officer for murdering a black person or a white person or a Latino person. She just never did it. So understand when Biden was running with her as a running mate, black men were saying that chick ain't right. Back away, back away. But what black women were saying, well, I don't care. Shoot, that's sister girl. I don't care. I don't care. You supposed to do back Kamala, you know, and acting ignorant like that, trying to chastise the black man. Then this election, Obama and his wife going to chastise the black man after stopping the NBA players from shutting down America and the NFL players from shutting down America because they were going to boycott. They were going to step off the courts in the fields because of black kids being murdered. And Obama put a stop to that shit. And then he gonna talk to black men like they a bunch of idiots. They probably should not have voted for her, truth be told. And you got black mammy running around here doing the same thing she did with Oprah back in the 80s. We told them, hey, listen, Oprah is dangerous. That woman is not right. She hates black men. Seen it. Like, oh, I don't care. I don't care. Shoot, we love Oprah. She's sister girl, blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to leave y'all with this. All skin folk ain't kinfolk. And I'm going to say that again. All skin folk ain't kinfolk. So quit trying to give a reason for your 500-year history, sister girl, of laying up under your oppressor. Okay, producing his children. See, we didn't do that. We had to sit up and watch as our wives, our children, sodomized, beaten, raped, abused, murdered by these filthy people. And we're supposed to love them like you. That's 500 years of history of you sitting up here wanting to attack each other for massa. So I'm going to tell you right here, right now, stop. What's done is done. And the good thing is that uh, democracy will fall. That would be the best thing to happen. and Master's house burned down. And then instead of looking for a leader, you'll realize that you're responsible for yourself. You'll lead yourselves. Because right now, you guys are in that save a whole mode. I mean, that's ignorant. Why do you want to save America? You don't have nothing here. There will never be a day where America will sit up and say, I apologize for slavery and here, let's try to work on reparate. That day will never come. These people, they're not born of the same animal that you are. And quit trying to believe that. I know that many of y'all was strung up by trees and beaten until you gave in to their religious sources and you won't let it go. You will not let it go. You won't lean unto thine own understanding. You're going to lean into theirs. And that's what's going to hurt you. Because these people is showing you, getting ready to show you exactly where they want you at. And so if you going to sit up here and be still trying to talk about love thy neighbor, please get away from me. Okay? Don't be within striking distance. Because you'll pose a greater threat to me than my enemy over there who's standing in front of me. Because, see, I'm going after my enemy, and I can't do that. And I got you next to me or behind me with a dagger. Talking about loving my enemy. Okay, I don't stand a good chance. And I don't have to use modern warfare. I just go with what they taught me. Exposure. I expose them. That's the whole point of this. Getting the website up and running and getting the town hall meetings so that those black men that you want to blame for everything, so they could have a voice. We got a problem with you guys not understanding the mindset and of these black men who took to the elections and would not vote for the Democratic Party. And that was out of protest mostly. Okay. And they had every right to protest. And you don't have no right to sit up here and call them coons or toms and all that stuff because it wasn't about that. It was deeper than that. Biden and Harris used black folks to get in office and would not even lift a finger to assist with the young black kids in the school system that was being attacked, brutally shot, beaten by resource officers. I like the word they use, security officers, police. They're police officers. Black kids are being attacked by teachers, administrators, white students being bullied, terrorized. Young black men, they have to be talked to, get the talk. I always bring that up because that's a concession of terrorism, that you live in a terroristic society. And so none of those things were ever addressed, nor ever would have been addressed. And they weren't addressed in Trump administration. They weren't addressed in Obama administration. Hell, Obama, when Trayvon Martin, I think that was the boy's name in Florida, when he was killed, Obama sat up and said, why, he could have been my son. And when he said that, white America turned on that son bitch. I thought they was going to get a rope and lynching. Because, see, even the black woman knew that she's raised her children not to identify with one another. You don't sit up and say, that could be my child. I love that child. Because the black mother tells her son, that ain't your concern, that ain't your worry. She does that to help masses disbursement of us. They don't never say, hey, stand with your brethren. I don't know if I told you guys in any of my podcasts about the one fella that came here to the Philippines. Okay, he worked for one of those networks that do the what would you do kind of segments. He's copying off of somebody's what would you do thing. And they went to Alabama to one of those wing places where, they call them sports bars. And it's all white. And they had all their monitors, TVs and stuff. And so what they did, they took control of the TVs to see a reaction, get a reaction. And they had their first skit was having 3 or 4 young black males with a white girl, seemingly like they were attacking her, okay, in public. And I'm telling you, that guy said they had to stop it because those guys went slap damn crazy when they took over that monitor. They seen that them white guys in there wanted to kill somebody. They were so angry. And so the producers and everybody came from back in the kitchen and trying to explain to them that, hey, listen, guys, calm down, calm down. This is a skit, a blah, blah, blah. And those guys were so riled up, he told me, and so full of anger and hostility that it took forever that whole night, them buying them guys beers and pizzas and chicken wings and all that stuff to get them to calm down. He said, but within 2 weeks, they had 3 hangings down there in Alabama, in that area, black males being hung. He quit the show immediately. He left the United States, came to the Philippines to hide. We had people here hiding, trust me. I've talked to some former law enforcement personnel. That boy was shaking, telling me, and this happened like almost a year prior to him meeting me when he told me that story. They love each other that damn much. And every day we watch black people being savagely beaten. I watched an 11-year-old black girl walking away from the school, and you guys know how little young preteens are and teens. They get a little sassy in the mouth and she walks away. And that resource officer, who's a police officer, ran up behind her, picked her up over his head and slammed her to the ground. Girl broke bones. I mean, savagely. And you black son bitches will sit and watch that and not feel a damn thing because your mama stripped you of what's called innate, INNATE. What you're born with, protection of self. Okay? You don't have that. You'll sit and watch that all day long, but if white men seen that, they go on a warpath. I'm trying to get you to the point where that I can strip all that ignorance and hate and fear, self-hate and fear out of you so that when you do see that, you will respond accordingly. We can put a stop to this stuff. No, we don't need to go violent. Don't have to. But be prepared to. Don't ever, ever not be willing to defend yourself or your children. And those are your children. If you can't see them as your children, you need to go slap your goddamn mama and tell her, why the hell didn't you teach me like that white woman taught her son that all children are mine? I'm serious. Go slap her. Ask her, why didn't she teach you that? Bring it home. Because we're under attack. We've been under attack. And the first thing they try to do is attack us after that election. I'm like looking at this thinking that is the craziest thing. And here it was the biggest minority voting for the man, Donald Trump, was the Latino community, the one he went after, and the one he said he's going to go around and lock up and kick out of the country. And I better not hear one of you doggone raggedy mouth coons sitting up there talking about that show is wrong, picking them people up, throwing them across the border. He's going to try to do it with you too, but uh, I'm gonna laugh at them, okay? Because they think they curry in favor with them folks. I can't wait till them ice buses pull up to them factories and stuff and start hauling them away. Oh, they're gonna be doing it too. Oh yeah, mass deportation. That is gonna be so glorious. Now, if they swoop me up thinking I'm Jamaican or Haitian or Cuban or whatever, I'll go along for the ride. Get down there, have me a little party, and then come back. But while I'm on that bus, I'm gonna be cracking jokes. I'm gonna be having some fun with them doggone Mexicans. Now you standing on your daddy's land and you let somebody deport you off your daddy's land. You won't even fight for it no more. Remember the Alamo? I know too much about all that stuff, y'all's history. But anyway, you guys tone it down a bit. Understand that it's a new day. Now you're gonna have to do something. Okay, if you want to save a hole, be Captain Save a Hole. That's what I call y'all, Captain Save a Hole, because you want to save America and marry a big whore. Oh, we need to save democracy. And ain't never known democracy your whole entire life. The hell can you guys be like that? I went in the military, y'all, but I went into the Air Force. So I didn't have a gun strapped on me where I'm gonna go out there in the jungle and shoot at people that ain't done a damn thing to me. But I still felt some kind of way serving a country that ain't never served me and had no intention of serving me ever. So I used them for what I could. Okay. And it's probably why I'm sitting on my ass now, eating beans and grits or whatever. But you guys, y'all, y'all want to give your whole life to saving America. Don't do it. Okay. Because when America falls and crumbles, you will then have an opportunity to be your own leader. It's like I'm reading on Instagram, I think it was this guy said, talking about picking our leader and, talking about leader this and leader that. And I'm like, is this fool and lost his mind? Why do you want somebody to lead you in a country like this? You don't need leaders. Be your own leader. So when everything burned down and is torn down, then you can rise up, okay, and take care of yourself. It happened in slavery. When it ended, okay, they had to go and make something of themselves. They had to go out and now regroup. And what was it? Less than 80 years after slavery, they had a financial network that was second to none. They had nice homes. They had big family structures. All that stuff. It frightened the hell out of them. We just let these people out and we instituted all these kind of guards against them rising up in here. Now they got financial institutions, got their own banks, got everything. I mean, you couldn't go into a town and there wasn't several black folks with cars back in the 20s and 30s. I'm not lying to you. You guys, I'm not lying to you. All you got to do is just open up the encyclopedia or Google, as y'all like to do. There it is right there in your face. And that was what, 70, 60, 70 years post slavery. So imagine what you can do post America, or let's say United States, because America is a continent. But it's going to bring down Europe too. They're scared to death of that fool now. I mean, he's preaching the same stuff they preaching, that white supremacy stuff, but they also realize, see, they had enough damn sense to try to make peace with the brown and the yellow nations, okay, and not to go just full on assault. This fool, he got a plan for y'all, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing because I wrote a story. It's called the Green Eyed Monster. Talking about my uncle, he made me fight back. Okay, I took off running from a fight, and he was going to beat the crap out of me the next day if I ran again. So when I got on the bus, the kid that had me running the day before, I looked at him, I cold cocked him. I swear to God, I hit that boy so hard. That was going to school. Now he was bigger than me, twice my size. And he said, okay, after school, you dead. Bus driver made me sit behind him the whole ride to school. Said, boy, you gonna die. But when we got off that bus at the end of that day, when we got off that bus, I squared up with him. I got my ass beat. He beat my ass pretty good. But I damn every one he threw, I threw too. Okay? I was going at it. And when it was all said and done, he said, boy, he said, you gave me hell. He felt like he was the one got his ass whooped. Because I fought back. See, it's something when you fight back. And it's something when somebody have to make you fight back. So stay with me, y'all. And let's do away with this division and blame gaming and all this and that. What's done is done. Now we got to move forward with a plan. Okay? Let's help Master's house burn down. Y'all, I got this. Anybody got any gas? Okay, hey, listen. I love you. I'm Nathan Robinson, and I am back quiet.